As Christians, I think we can all collectively agree that one of the hardest things about Christianity is learning to let go. And sometimes it's easy because what we're letting go of can be like it can be super unhealthy. It can be um like over processed sugar, like things like I don't know, like loads of ice cream, loads of candy, or it can be like less time on your PlayStation or your Xbox. It can be less time with um I don't know, just anything that you know is unhealthy for you. And sometimes, in some cases, it is easy to let those go, kind of. But other times, it can also feel like the hardest thing we've ever had to do because sometimes, some cases, what we're letting go of happens to be the exact thing or person that we love with all our hearts, and we genuinely can't imagine letting go of those people or those things, I should say. And I've been following Jesus for almost 4 years now, and this isn't any easier for me than it is for the person who gave their life to Jesus yesterday or the person who's been doing it for decades. This isn't just about Christianity, but it's about life. And I mean, take it from me, like this, at some point in our lives, we are going to have to learn to let go of certain things or certain people that we know we can't go into the next chapter of our lives and we can't bring them with us. And again, sometimes it feels like a breeze. Like it's just, like, yeah, I've been meaning to get rid of this thing anyways. It's not really good for me. Or, I mean, this person is kind of a jerk. So I just, bye bye, there's the door. Other times you want to hold on to this thing or this person so much and just say, I never want to let you go. And the fact that God would be telling you, or the way you're going through this life and you realize you're going to have to let this person go or this thing go, it hurts. It hurts like hell. It really does. And I've had my fair share of experiences with this, but especially when it comes to people, that is that's that's not pretty. So according to the Bible, love is the greatest emotion. And once you receive it, like properly receive it, it is like an absolute dream that your mind could never imagine. Like you can never suspect what love actually what it actually is. Like what it like just to say how it feels would be an understatement. It is it is something that is just so beyond our understanding. And yet, I mean, so many people feel it. I mean, it's there out in the world, but at the same time it's so rare. But also at the same time, it's very easy to feel that towards other people. And like especially people who make us feel safe and comfortable and just put a smile on our faces just by simply being there with us, being there for us, saying a funny joke, or just showing any type of affection towards us. And once you start to hang out with this person, you get to know them very deeply. You start to have deep conversations with them and hang out with them, do fun things with them and really get to know them as a person. And because of that, it's very easy, especially if you believe that this person like aligns with you in so many ways. Like, I don't know, like maybe you have some things in common or you love their energy and you guys your guys' energy basically matches, if that makes sense. And I don't know, kind of just like vibes and feelings. And listen, I'm not trying to expose anyone here, but it can be very easy to fall in love with this kind of person. And once you do, all you want to do is just spend time with them and just be with them. And all you can do is think about them. And you just call them or text them every single day. Like everything is great until the dark day comes. And no, those of you who have experienced this know exactly what I'm talking about. Like And it's basically the day when they start to become more distant. The person that you're in love with, they start to hang out with other people besides you. You start to see a side of them that you never realized before. They leave your messages on seen or delivered, or if you're super unlucky, they just block you for no reason. And then eventually you just become strangers again, as if you'd never met before. I'm definitely being vulnerable here, but this has got to be one of the worst things to happen to anyone. And unfortunately, it's something that's so common. It happens all around our world. And this is something I wouldn't even wish on my worst enemy, because it does so much more damage to people than we realize. Like, it's the exact reason why people don't believe in love anymore. They don't believe, like, obviously, like, women who've been treated like this, they don't believe there are good men out there. Men who have been treated like this, they don't believe there are good women out there. People who have experienced this. It's the exact reason why they choose to just stay single for the rest of their lives, because they truly believe that they can never find love. It's the exact reason why people choose to go hook up with other people, like just for pointless sex, instead of actually finding someone who loves them and that they love, and get married and start a family. And it's the exact reason why people think that something that they did, something they said, or a part of who they are completely pushed them away. And so they just change themselves entirely, or potentially worse, if you know what I mean. Now, the main reason I'm saying this is that I understand completely. For anyone who's going through this right now, or who has gone through it many times in the past, believe me, I've been there. Like, I've been, matter of fact, I've been through this, like, more times than I can count. And it definitely sucks. It really sucks to believe that you actually found someone who completes you and loves you, and that you love back. And then out of nowhere, that these people kind of just walk out of your lives, leaving no explanation. And they don't even say goodbye. They're just like, all right, see ya. It sucks. And for anyone who has gone through that same thing, please know that you're not alone. This is actually super common, not just for men, but for women as well. And I want you to know that if you really did love those people unconditionally, or just one person, whoever it is, like, that is a good sign that you were created to love someone unconditionally, the exact same way, but this time towards someone who actually deserves it and who will love you back the exact same way. And when that day comes, it is going to feel like such a blessing. Like a blessing you can never understand. So, please, to anyone watching, please be patient. Like, I promise you, God will not fail you. If you really desire that, that means God gave you that desire. Like, he never gives you any desires that he doesn't intend to fulfill. But above all else, like, your first love is Jesus. Like, never forget that. Jesus is your greatest and first love. So you make him your first love, he'll take care of the rest. So please just remember that. Now, I want to say one more thing when it comes to letting go of people. And this time, I want to talk about letting go of those who are pulling you away from Christ, pulling you away from God. This is exactly what a lot of Christians need to take more seriously, because we don't realize just how much of an effect people have on us than we realize. Especially not just when it comes to the good stuff, but also the bad stuff. Like, you could be super convinced that you're never going to drink. Like, I mean, that's basically me, for example. But you could be absolutely sure that you are never going to take a sip of beer for your life. But if you continue to hang out with your friends that love to drink, that love to go to bars every, like, 3 times a week, or multiple times a week, if you continue to go with them, eventually they are going to influence you to just take that little step, that crosses that line just a little bit and say, I'll drink a sip, but other than that, I'll never drink beer again. But a sip is all the devil needs. A peek is all the devil needs. Like, just a little bit is all the devil needs just to pull you all the way in. And this, we need to take this a lot more seriously, because if people are deliberately choosing not to help you grow in your walk with Christ, kick them out. Kick them out of your lives. They do not belong in your lives. And don't do that. Obviously, you want to love them because Jesus calls us to love everybody. But you also must love yourself enough and love God enough to push away anything that could stand in the way of your goal with Christ, that could stand in the way in your purpose and your walk with Christ. Like, believe me when I say it is not worth it keeping these people that take you away from Jesus in your life. It is not worth it. So if there are anyone, because anyone who doesn't help you, who chooses not to help you grow with Christ, or better yet, chooses to take you away from Christ, they're not your friend. They're not. I'm sorry. It's going to sound harsh, but that's the truth. I know I mostly talked about letting people go, but another really important thing is that this also applies to letting go of certain things, or to be more explicit, certain sins that we know are bad for us. And I mean, really any sin is bad for you, like, period. But especially when it comes to like habitual sin and sin that we've grown to do for so long, like it's been a part of our lives for so long. But when we start to take our walk with Jesus seriously, we don't just have to push people away that are pulling us away from God. We have to push literal sins out of our lives. And thankfully, because of Christ, he died on the cross for us and cleansed us through his blood. So there is no sin in us when we are washed of his blood. But we can still choose to keep sin in our lives even though we are fully cleansed by Christ. And we should not do that. We should not do that, because eventually they're going to do nothing except harm us and the people around us in the future. I absolutely love this quote that never fails to motivate you, and it's this: if you don't sacrifice for what you want becomes the sacrifice. And it speaks volumes. It speaks volumes. Because eventually, like, again, not just in our Christian life, but in life itself, if we don't sacrifice for what we want, and if we don't give up the things that we know are bad for us in order to receive something better, eventually they're going to pass us, and we're going to watch them pass us, literally. And they're going to go on to someone else, whether it's opportunities, a future spouse, or I don't know, a career you may want, like whatever it may be. They're going to pass on to someone else if you don't give up what you have now that shouldn't stay with you. You're going to live the rest of your life regretting and wishing you could have changed the outcome. So I'm making this video to remind you guys that life is too short to hold on to certain things and or people that are bad for you. Like, you have to let them go. You just have to. Either way, you're either going to let those things go, or you're going to let everything that you dreamed of, everything you've ever wanted for your whole life. If you don't let these past sins go, you're going to let them go eventually. I'm making this video to remind you guys that life is too short to hold on to certain things or people that are bad for you. We started getting rain right now, if you guys can hear that. But you have to let go of these things or these people. And I promise you, even though it may hurt, it's probably going to hurt a lot or just a little bit. But I promise you, you will not regret it. God won't let you regret it. Because when you give up something for God, whether it's sin or this job that you kind of like, but you don't really want to do this for the rest of your life, like whatever it is, if you give that up, if you give it to God completely, God is not going to leave you sitting there and just not bless you, like leave you to, I don't know, just be a waste or something. Like, God genuinely wants to bless you with the most amazing gifts that no one could ever even imagine having. Not like you definitely couldn't imagine having. And God has it all at his fingertips, and he's just waiting to give it to you. And God will never, even for a moment, think that you aren't blessed to the fullest. Like, you may feel that sometimes, but by the time you reach the end of this life, you're never going to feel like you aren't blessed by God to the fullest. And whether it happens here or in heaven, God will absolutely bless you in ways that you can't even imagine. And in such a way where he's going to bless you so unbelievably much that you're almost going to beg God to stop, because you've received so much more than you can handle. And that is just how good, how gracious, how loving our God really is. And all he's asking you to do is let those sins go. Let those habitual sins go. Stop going to the bar, stop smoking, stop watching porn, stop hanging out with these people that are just doing all of those things. And instead, just seek God. Seek satisfaction in seeking God. And eventually, God will give you more than you could ever want or need. Like as it says in Matthew 6:32 or 33. One of the two. But it says, seek first his kingdom and his righteousness, and all of these things shall be added unto you. So thanks again, guys, for watching this video. Hope you enjoyed. This was a very interesting topic, and I'm kind of proud with how it turned out, I would say. Because this is also a very relatable topic too, and I'm gonna try and make this video as short as I possibly can, but this is a pretty big topic, and if you guys watched all the way to the end of this, just you're awesome. You are awesome. So yeah, just hit the subscribe button if you guys want to see more. Like this video if you want to see more. Whatever it is, I don't know. Anyway, thanks for watching, you guys. God bless you. Jesus loves you. Bye. It is getting humid in this car. Boy, okay. Just so I get some AC in here. All right.